We purchased this house in the middle of the pandemic, and the housing market was so hot, we actually never got to see it in person. So our realtor showed us a video online, and I could see that the kitchen needed so much work. It had maple cabinets, a white tile floor, green walls, big stainless steel appliances, and very, very shiny granite counters. And it actually looked like the kitchen I'd had 20 years ago when I left Vancouver, and it was not what I wanted. So we worked with some designers from Vancouver named and Daughters. They got my vision right away. They came up with some kitchen drawings, and it just became this really cozy, it's like being in a wood cabin, and it was everything I wanted. In the past, I've had the big commercial stove. I love cooking, but this time we decided that the appliances, although they had to function really well, they needed to fit into the kitchen and not sort of stand out. So we went with Miele appliances, and I couldn't be happier. We have an induction cooktop, which is the first time I've had induction. It's pretty amazing. And we added a wall oven to that directly below. We have a built-in fridge and a built-in dishwasher, and they integrate seamlessly with the cabinetry. You almost wouldn't know they were there. I just can't believe I have Miele appliances. They're pretty spectacular. On the floor, we installed Quarry tiles. Quarry tiles you would normally see in the back of a commercial kitchen. They're hard wearing, they don't stain, they're non-slip, and they're also what would have been used in these kind of houses back in the 60s. And so I had my heart set on putting in these Quarry tiles. The entry between the kitchen and the dining room used to just be a standard door. And Emma and Darcy widened that opening to actually almost match the dining room shelves in the other room. It just completely changed the way that room looks, and it gives it much more openness and space. In the front hallway, there was originally a coat closet and then a pantry, but they were separated by a typical door, which kind of separated the front of the house from the back of the house. We took the walls completely out and just opened it up to the ceiling. And that allowed us to suddenly have this much longer hallway. In order to sort of disguise it and make it feel like the rest of the house, we added cedar paneling to all of the closets. So we now have a front hall closet and kitchen pantry, but it's all concealed behind cedar doors with integrated cedar handles. It was one of the things when we were knocking the walls down that I just couldn't believe what a difference that small change made. This is one of my favorite things about the pantry, is that these doors slide all the way back into the walls and pretty much disappear away. When Emma and Darcy came to visit for the first time, I had all of my bowls and my baskets and my cake stands all sort of gathered together because I had nowhere to put them. And so they created this line that runs around the top of the kitchen. And if you notice, it actually runs through the whole house. It becomes this marker that sort of delineates the kitchen and the living room. It's like the perfect spot for me to put my bowls and my favorite things, and I just love it. I walk into the kitchen, I can see them all on display. In the kitchen, we chose a Silgranit sink from Blanco, as well as a matching Blanco faucet. And it's actually one of my favorite features in the kitchen. The sink is incredible to clean. You never see watermarks or anything, and the faucet just works so easily. The extension works incredibly well. It makes doing dishes a joy. The layout of the house is almost on 2 levels. The first level, which we're on now, which is like the living room and kitchen, is raised actually up a couple of feet. And then zone 2, but it's almost kind of a different level altogether. When we first saw the family room, it wasn't very inviting. It just didn't feel very comfortable. We get a lot of rainy days here in Vancouver. I know a lot of people paint all their walls white and, try and create light, but for me, I sort of went the English route and tried to make it feel really cozy and warm. So we added grass cloth to the walls. We added cork to the ceiling, which was one of Ann Daughter's ideas, and I just loved it the moment I heard of it. The gas fireplace that originally was there was pretty old. I think it had been there 25, 30 years. So we knew we had to put a new one in. And it's really the focal point of that room. So we put a Valor fireplace in, and then we created this brick framework for it. It's sort of similar to maybe what would have been there back in the 70s. One of the biggest challenges was that we had this seating area which looked over into the family room. was kind of like being at a stadium or in a food court or something. You know, we kind of looked into the other room, but we couldn't actually see each other. And so we wanted to have somewhere where we could sit. So Emma and Darcy came to us and said, what if we lower this wall and add a banquette into the family room? And now this has become one of our favorite places to hang out as a family. It's just super comfortable. Kids do homework here, eat our dinners here. It's really good. The powder room, what was there before was, again, more of that maple cabinetry and shiny black granite countertops. So we painted it a dark burgundy color, and I actually found the sink on Etsy. It's a marble sink, and it was made in Turkey, and I had no idea whether or not it would make it to us in one piece, but amazingly it did, and we kind of built the room around it. The renovation did take a little longer than planned, as they often do, but we were working with such great people, from our designers, Emma and Darcy at & Daughters, and our contractor, Brent, and his team, who did such incredible craftsmanship on our home. I'm so happy that we had the team we did. I wouldn't change a thing.